So Samsung usually launches two versions of their watches, a classic version with a physical rotating bezel and then a sportier version which is also called active lineup. But this year Samsung has gone for a pro version instead of the classic version, and with that Samsung has also removed the ever-loved physical rotating bezel. Well, the Watch 5 Pro also seems to be targeting a different consumer base, let's say a more fitness focused, more athletic, almost pro users. So is the Watch 5 Pro enough? Let's find out. So the Watch 5 Pro has been built like a tank, and I mean it, because I haven't been kind to this thing when I'm using it. It usually gets brushed up against metal fences, metal railings, and I've dropped it quite often, but still looks brand new. And this is using the all-new titanium cell, and I think that's why it is very robust and very premium feel as well. So it still looks brand new, and if you look at this very close, you might see some scuff marks, but that's it. And also this thing only comes in a single 45mm size, so that could be a issue for some people with smaller wrist, but for me, I think this is the perfect size. Yeah, it does look a bit chunky, but it's fine. So along with that, the screen protection also gets an upgrade. So this year they are using sapphire crystal glass instead of the Gorilla Glass DX used on last year's Watch 4, and this thing is 60% more scratch resistant than the Gorilla Glass DX. Moving on, this also has IP68 dust and water resistant, so you don't have to think twice about it while wearing it in the rain, or you can also wear it while taking a shower. And also this thing gets a new magnetic clasp style watch strap, so this is very comfortable. I've been wearing it while sleeping and I have had no problems while wearing it in the gym as well while working out. It is very good, but I have come across one problem though. If this thing gets stuck on something like table or bags, this thing can, the magnetic clasp can get loose and the watch might come off. So the display is a 1.4-inch one, and it's plenty bright. It's an AMOLED screen, so the colors are also good and the viewing angles are also good, and I mostly use it at 50% brightness and I have had no problems using it outdoors. Well, I necessarily don't use the always on display because there's raise to wake, and I think that's fine. Raise to wake does the job okay, and I don't think always on display is necessary. And moving on, I think the torch bezel works better than the Watch 5 because you have this bezel, a huge bezel outside because of the raised rim, and you can actually rest your finger here, so I think it's easier to use that way. Now in terms of hardware, the Watch 5 Pro also uses the same hardware as the Watch 4, so you get the Exynos 9920 chipset, 1.5 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of storage, and I have no complaints regarding its performance because the swipes are smooth. You can get back to any recent apps using the back button quickly, but it's not 100% perfect. You might encounter some delays or animation lag sometimes, but it's very rare. Overall, the performance is really smooth on the Watch 5 Pro. Now moving on to health and fitness tracking, this thing is still using the same 3-in-1 bioactive sensor used on the last year's Watch 4. So it gets 3 sensors, 3-in-1 sensors. So one of them is the optical heart rate PPG sensor, ECG sensor, and a BIA sensor. So with all of these sensors, you can track the heart rate, ECG. Likewise, you can also detect blood oxygen levels, but sadly, ECG is only supported in some regions, and it is not supported here. And even if you live in supported regions, you have to install a Samsung Health Monitor app, which only works with Samsung phones. So that is sad. So one thing that has been improved on the Watch 5 Pro is the sleep tracking. So now it's very accurate. You get very good detail about the sleep stages, sleep cycles, and you also get some recommendations about your sleep cycles. And likewise, you can also turn on continuous heart rate and blood oxygen level measurement while tracking your sleep. But there's no detection as well, but you'll have to use a Samsung phone for that feature. Moving on, Samsung has also included the fall detection, which we already saw on the Watch 4. So if you turn on this option, the watch will directly contact your emergency contact if you happen to fall, or if the watch detects a fall while you're out about wearing the Watch 5 Pro. And likewise, it also has a new temperature sensor, but right now there's no use of this thing because Samsung added this thing for a future reference for future features, so you might see some new features with the update. Now let's talk about some of the exclusive features that you get on the Watch 5 Pro and not on the Watch 5. So the new feature is called turn by turn navigation, and what this does is helps you navigate through your route with map directions and some audio cues as well. And right now this only works with two workout features, hiking and cycling. And to turn on this option, you'll need to go to the specific settings of that specific workout, then tap target and then scroll down and find route option. Then you will be prompted to continue on the phone, and that's how you turn on this option. And now this takes us to the second feature, that is importing and exporting the GPX files. So you can simply go to the Samsung Health app and then import the GPX route files from Google Maps or things like Strava directly into your Samsung Watch 5 Pro for future references. So the last feature is called track back, and if you turn on this option, it helps you return via the same route in case you get lost while cycling and hiking, and it only works with two activities, cycling and hiking. In terms of OS, it is using the Google Wear OS 3.5 and One UI Watch 4.5, and that is really good because the Google app compatibility is really good on the Google Wear OS. And likewise, you can also use the Google Voice Assistant, but it does come with Bixby as default, which is not that great. Likewise, Samsung Health Companion app is really good. There is extensive details of tracking and health fitness options. Likewise, you can choose from plenty of watch faces, and some of them even come with built-in compass, which will be useful if you're out and about wearing the watch while trekking or some hiking trails. Likewise, and one of the other feature that is really cool on this thing is the typing. The typing is really responsive, so if you don't want to take out your smartwatch, you can auto reply or you can even swipe type, which is really easy to use on this thing. So one of the things that I was really interested about the Samsung Watch 5 Pro was its massive battery. So it has 590 mAh battery, and Samsung claims 80 hours of battery life, but I was only getting around 52 hours of battery life while I was using every possible features. Well, 50% of brightness, always on display, notifications connected to the phone always, and then I also used at least 1 hour of GPS. So with my heavy uses, I was getting around 52-53 hours of usage. So if you have light use case, you might get close to that 80-hour mark, maybe around 70 to 72 hours of usage. And likewise, it uses the same WPS-based wireless charging, and it does support fast charging, but you have to use a 25-watt fast charger brick for that, which obviously does not come with the box. And I was charging it using the laptop USB-C connection, and I was, it was taking around, I think, more than 3 hours to charge it from 0 to 100%. So the Watch 5 Pro comes with built-in mic and a speaker as well. So that helps you take calls directly from the watch. So now let's test its mic and speaker.
So this is how it sounds from the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. The call quality is pretty good. Let me know how it sounds in the comments down below. This is how it sounds from the mic of Samsung Galaxy Watch 5. I think it's pretty good. Let me know how it sounds in the comments down below.
So is the Watch 5 Pro enough? Well, I don't think so, and that is mostly because it cannot go head-to-head against some of the sports watches. Then that's because it does not feature some of the features you might need, especially for serious athletes, like recovery metrics and in-depth navigation. And likewise, its battery is good, but it's not good enough if you are on a multi-day hike or excursions. The sports watches do much better job in terms of that. But that said, the Watch 5 Pro is a really good option if you are looking for something that can do everything and is the best of all worlds. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it, and if you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon as well for notifications. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, namaste.